How's it going, everyone? I want to bring you guys more coverage of the Steam Deck, and here I want to take a look at 5 recently released games that have been Steam Deck verified, and we'll also look at 2 games that are Steam Deck playable. A lot of the times the playable games work totally fine. In this case, we've got 2 pretty notable ones. One of them, I would probably say wait for a deep discount on it, not worth the $60, especially if you're going to play it on the deck, but we'll get to that in a little bit. I would say it's not worth $60 at all, but again, we'll get into it in a little bit. Let's start off with the 5 verified games right off the top. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. I think this is one that was paramount that Square Enix was gonna get deck verified, and you'll notice that this list is gonna have a lot of Square Enix representation and JRPG representation, so if you're a fan of that publisher and that genre, pack a lunch because there's a lot of good stuff. Crisis Core in particular, a lot of people are incredibly nostalgic with the game based on its PlayStation Portable release. I played through the entirety of Crisis Core on my Steam Deck. I also did play it on my PC, but I played it start to finish on the deck, and it was a fantastic time. It really reminded me back to 2008 when I played Crisis Core on my PSP, just with much better visuals, much better performance as well. But Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion is a terrific game. It's the prequel to Final Fantasy VII. I would probably say play Final Fantasy VII first. You could play the remake, you could play the original FF7, but Crisis Core is a great game. $50, I could see people saying that's a little bit too expensive for a game that was a PlayStation Portable title, but it's a great game, and if you're a fan of Final Fantasy, you'll enjoy it. It is more of an action RPG, and they really did do some small refinements to the battle system that make it a lot more engaging, so I was very happy about that, but a great time on the deck. $49.99, again, pricey, but if you're a fan of Final Fantasy, you'll probably end up enjoying it. Another game that was recently deck verified kind of went under the radar, and that is BLACKTAIL. This was a pretty interesting title that I was following for quite a while. I unfortunately have not gotten a chance to play this yet, but it notes, forge the legend of Baba Yaga, a girl accused of witchcraft and expelled from her home, live out the origins of the Slavic myth in this one-of-a-kind blend of intense archery combat and dark storytelling set in a vibrant fairy tale world. Visually, the game looks quite good, has had a very positive reception, 392 reviews, 86% of those reviews are positive, and again, fully deck verified as well. It notes, decide the fate of the land and its inhabitants, witness the impact of your decisions on your skills through BLACKTAIL's morality system, track down elusive spirits with your trusty bow and gauntlet, engage in thrilling boss fights, craft arrows and potions, hunt wild game, and gather resources to survive in the ominous woods. So that just dropped. It is 20% off as a part of the Steam Winter Sale. That deal will be ending on January the 5th, but it is fully deck verified. Next up, this is one that kind of came out of nowhere and everybody is loving it. If you're a fan of JRPGs, at the very least, have Chained Echoes on your wish list. This is one of the surprisingly tremendous games of the year, and this is a game that I talked about years and years ago. I believe it initially started off as a Kickstarter project, don't quote me on that, but I remember when it was initially announced, a game that immediately caught my attention. It's a throwback RPG with that pixel graphics look. However, it adds some modernized elements that make it accessible to a 2022 audience, but if you're a fan of Japanese RPGs, this game is so good. I believe it's got like a 92 on Metacritic right now. Like, what? This game did not have that level of buzz going into it, but everybody that's played it has just said really good things about it, and I'm completely on board with that. You're getting a 25 to 35 hour experience here. And on the deck, obviously, a game like this fits right at home. Just playing this is fantastic. I still have to complete it entirely, but so far what I've played of it, I've really enjoyed. And it seems like that's just the general rhetoric across the board. $25 for this. Maybe you think that's pricey, but again, you're getting a lengthy game here, and I've spent quite a bit of time with it, and I'm still not finished with it. And yeah, just a great visual style, solid soundtrack, and if you're a fan of throwbacks, games that really make you feel a bit nostalgic about yesterday's RPGs, and again, this is a callback to Super Nintendo and PS1 JRPGs, which PS1 JRPGs I definitely played. Super Nintendo's a little bit before my time, but yeah, it's definitely got that retro vibe in the best way possible, so very happy. That was a no-brainer. It was going to be deck verified, but if you needed that confirmation, it is there. Also, do want to mention Tactics Ogre Reborn. Currently 15% off for $42.49. Now, this is an interesting title. There are some issues with this game in the sense that people, you know, there were some refinements made from the PSP version that people aren't completely a big fan of. I was totally okay with it. This game just gets challenging as all hell, so like just bear that in mind. But this is another game that it needed to be deck verified, given that this is an upgraded release. I mean, your mileage may vary on that, of the 2010 release on PlayStation Portable. There are some gameplay refinements. The game is lengthy. It's got a very mature and compelling story, but again, from a gameplay standpoint, you really gotta be into that tactical RPG style of gameplay, and you gotta be in for something difficult because, yeah, is a game that is a throwback. I mean, Tactics Ogre initially, I believe, was released on the PlayStation 1, so when you go back to that era of JRPG, you know, those games did not hold your hand. They did not, you know, take it easy on you, and Tactics Ogre does not take it easy on you, so from that standpoint, it is difficult, but, yeah, the issue is also the $50 price tag is pretty hefty. It is 15% off for $42.49, and I know that Crisis Core is $50, and that is an upgraded release of a PSP game, but Crisis Core is Crisis Core. Like, that's an iconic game that people have been demanding for a remaster and an upgraded release for a long time, and that game is a really good upgrade. Voice acting aside, I know that people are mixed on the voice acting, but nonetheless, with Tactics Ogre, I would say wait for a deeper discount. And then lastly, for the verified section, again, Square Enix does it again. Romancing Saga Minstrel Song Remastered. This is a remastered edition of the game with new gameplay elements and quality of life features. Get ready for an even deeper story and even more thrilling adventure. Very positive reception on this one. 107 reviews, 88% positive. One that I haven't gotten around to. JRPG library is kind of full right now, but another one that maybe you want to add to the wish list. Currently $25. Lastly, two titles that I do want to note that are Steam Deck playable. First of all, we've got High on Life, which has just taken the gaming world by storm. I mean, everybody's checking it out. Probably everybody is checking it out through Xbox Game Pass, so if you don't have Windows installed, that is going to be a bummer unless you do want to spend $60, which this is a game that you can complete in 8 hours, so $60 might be a little bit pricey. The reason I feel like a lot of people are checking this game out is because they're playing it through Game Pass, and it's very big Game Pass release, but yeah, at some point, I'm sure I'll check it out. I'm not super into these games that are over the top and really lean into that comedic aspect, and I'm not like a big Rick and Morty guy either, so it's like, you know, this wasn't really something that I got super excited for, but hey, a lot of my buddies have been playing it, and they're really enjoying it, so take that for what you will. That is deck playable, and then Callisto Protocol is in fact deck playable. Now, you do have to play the game at a mix of low and medium, and you're looking at 30 frames per second. This is a game that I had a lot of issues with, man. I am not big on the combat system in this game, and obviously it was an absolute stuttering nightmare initially. It has gotten better, but the game still has a litany of issues, and I would say wait for a deep discount on this. Add it to the wish list, and there's a lot to like. The vibe and the atmosphere of this game is tremendous. It's an engrossing experience, and the aura the game builds, it's really good from that aspect. But gameplay-wise, not a big fan of the style of gameplay. I know some people like it. I'm not a big fan of it. Narratively, it's interesting, and it, again, from a horror standpoint, it's a gruesome as all hell game. And, yeah, I would say pick it up for $20, $25. When it gets to that price point, it might be a good buy. And again, as far as the deck goes, you're looking at a lighter frame rate at, you know, playing it at low to medium and then 30 frames per second, but still, I thought that was worth a mention given, you know, that is a technically impressive game, all things considered. But that is going to do it for me. Again, expect more Steam Deck game updates and videos coming from this channel, as I have been playing my deck a lot more. Got it when a little after it came out, and really more recently, I've really been appreciating what the deck brings to the table. It's a great piece of hardware, so there you go with that. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.